Hello. It is Eldrad Wolfsbane, unofficial wizard of the OSR. Today we're talking about AI Art Slop or AI art. So, it appears that the basic expert put out a video about AI Art Slop and such. He does not seem to appreciate that some people are out there using tools for the artwork in their games. Now, I would agree with him that if you're using AI to write your game from scratch, it would possibly raise some eyebrows. But have you really tried it though? I mean, sometimes AI can actually do pretty damn good writing a set of rules. They're not that great, but I mean, it can do it. Better than some of the NSR and the FKR Collective can write. So, anyway, um, though some people do put their rules in for framework and allow AI to correct the grammar and such. There's nothing wrong with that to get your grammar corrected, but really, some grammar Nazis need to get a life. Because, I mean, if it's a good RPG with a few grammar errors, who really cares? If you think you're a good man, you're not. Anyway, meat grinder. Anyway, yeah, I'll probably need a lot of correction in the grammar of my games, but I really don't give a freak, okay? As I'm just writing my game for the fun of it. And any art I've stated more than once, AI art is public domain. If you want to use it, don't care. It was a nice space holder in order to make my book look pretty. I've done the hard work writing the rules. And it's nothing original, just my house rules for the fantasy game. And I just, added in the stuff I liked and made my own little set of rules, free to the world. But first of all, I didn't take out of the pockets of any artist because I wasn't going to use an artist anyway. I keep hearing that you're stealing our money. No, I'm not. I mean, I have my little scratchy hand drawings. Have you seen the scratchy little crap that I put out there? Actually, some of my primitive zines with my crudely drawn hand drawings seem to get more attention than my AI refined stuff. Yeah, so trying to figure out why there's such a huge hypocrisy of where there's no opposition to clip art, free art out there, as that also took huge workloads of work for game artists, the workloads out of the game artists' hands as well, didn't it? Didn't clip art steal work from artists? Okay. Just kidding, I've used it myself. I mean, hell, if you've seen some of my old publications. If you haven't, don't care. I want to point out there are many map making programs out there, and many map game cartographers that made maps for game worlds have been put out of work, and there was no protest, you hypocrites. And let's not forget, at one point in time, tabletop game makers of tabletop game tables, they had an entire industry and business set up for tables for tabletop role-playing games, and now with the use of virtual tabletops, those tabletop makers are being put out of work due to technology. Think of all of them out of work. Okay, yeah, I'm being facetious, but let's try not and get the crowd about being mad about AI art. Hold on, I'm trying to restate this. Just try not to follow along with the crowd about being mad about AI art because the bunch of people said you should be mad about AI art. It's not a very good look for you. So. Yeah, you heard what I said. You're being mad about it because you follow the crowd and was told to be mad about it. And you're probably a libtard as well. I don't know. Just keep following along with the crowd, getting mad at what you're told to be mad about. Slave suckers, Oh, that the claim that AI art steals artists' hard work. I've yet to have exact proof of that said statement. I've more than once said, hey, pick me out some of that AI art and show me exactly where it stole from certain artists. But if that's what you're insinuating, any musician that plays music influenced by some other musician is also a thief, as they have used others' artistic expression to form their own musical drivel. So, in fact, any artist out there that was influenced in any way by any other artist could be construed also as stealing the artwork of another, as if that person's artwork influenced their art. Poop smear on the wall. Poop smear. Never mind. Okay. I love it when the more successful RPG influencers and writers and stuff criticize the little guy trying to put out his RPG products for just a little piece of scratch. It's not. If it's not some elitist snob criticizing, it'd also be the talentless critic thinking themselves a lawful good paladin, actually you're lawful evil, who spouts off their comments when they've created nothing in their entire life, don't actually game, probably because nobody can get along with them, and always have hundreds, if not thousands, of files of handwritten, of half-written systems that they've never published and never will be able to, you know. And oh, how dare someone charge 50 cents to $1 to make a bit of scratch? Most likely it was like what I do is when I make money, I buy games from other people. I actually support the industry with the money I make, with online sales. And I'm going to let you know, throughout the last few years and almost a decade now, I've become a thousandaire. Anyway, yeah, but it's sad that some small creators wanting to make some scratch get criticized. So it's also said on the video in question that people who use AR don't have skin in the game. That's a pretty judgmental blanket statement. You don't know everybody. Some of us have been out here gaming since the 80s, and some at the dawn of role-playing games in the 70s. We were out here during the 80s, during the satanic panic, during the time when it wasn't cool to be a gamer. You can get your ass kicked. Uh, you know, you have it so easy having the world handed to you right now. So, yeah, so blanket statements that people don't have skin in the game is kind of an intellectually lazy statement. And yeah, many of us were going to be rock stars, or could have been, should have been, whatever, but we're not, are we? Scary Mary, rock and roll. No, anyway, that was my band. Still finding perplexing that someone with quite a bit of success and fame would want to smash the dreams of other people, smash their chance, however impossible or small, to maybe one day do it. I mean, plus they're not hurting anybody. They're just making 50 cents to $1 at a time. But let's really look at this. Not that other people's opinions actually matter. They can matter if they smash your success, though. So, I mean, if you're not going to buy, sell, use AR or any other products that use it, on top of that, totally diss and somewhat insult fledgling creators, then why even make a video, post or comment about it? You're giving it air. Let that die in darkness then. Also, it appears that the great unwashed can't even fathom art. We're stinky, blind peasants. By the way, AI art's not going anywhere. It is the future. So many artists out there claim that AI are stealing their careers when they were working their main job doing something else. And it wasn't being an artist, okay? I mean, sorry. Artists, like musicians, even really good ones, can't call it a career. They can only call it a hobby. I have met so many artists and musicians out there that are the better than anything you've ever seen, and they can't get in the club, and they never will be because it's a closed society and you ain't in it, okay? Sorry, most artists and musicians I know have another job. I've met a few that actually that is their main job, and they weren't necessarily better than the ones that didn't. They just found their way into the club. By the way, have you seen my art? Some people like my scratchy, primitive line drawings, but it sure is easier to put a few commands into the AI thing. I use Starry AI and pop out some art. Just saying. Is it being lazy? Maybe. But AI is a really smart, stupid person. It's true. With AI art, you get what you get. Unlike a real artist who can give you exactly what you want. But the multiple fingers, limbs, weird faces, and other mutations are occurring less and less. I mean, just from 6-7 months ago, the level of perfection that they're doing now. Plus this, let's not be insulting, unlike some other people are doing. I would never ask an artist to work for free or for exposure. I already do that to myself, But I also happen to deal with screeching anti-AI critics. Give me a computer over them any day and give them a my doll or something. So, there are some people out there in the video world claiming that somehow, because of AI art, that people will stop making art. What? What? Nobody's making that assumption or saying that. This is a ridiculous statement, and an artist will always be creating art, and there will always be some sort of art being done out there without the assistance of AI or anything like that. Go for it. You know, still being replaced by AI, by the way. I think some people's reaction to the AI art, they need to calm down because, like I said before, they're just being mad about it because they're getting on the bandwagon and we're told to be mad about it. Somehow to lump a writer in a game who decides to put some AI art in his book to make it look cool so he could have a chance, or she, or they, looking very cool is being completely uncreative when they really worked hard, having written or modified, copy pasted some rules or house rules. Actually, a lot of us haven't really worked hard. You just copy pasted crap from rules you already knew, but it's damn right intellectual laziness. So, more so, that's what's been accused by the haters of AI art. So, remember that. One can definitely see art, be it AI or man made, and see if it's good or bad. Sorry, once again, the intellectual snobber gets people who haven't taken an art course. Once again, in opposition to the little guy from your high position, it's pretty sorry. And the rest of you that can't create art and can't write games, you're just a spaz with no purpose out there. I'm being mad because everyone else told me to. One big major point that needs to be made is just because you disagree with something, you don't have to spaz out and be a complete rude ass. And let me tell you something, you people are spazzing out, and it's not a good look for you. One really good point about all this intellectual dishonesty and laziness, let's ask, did someone make yet another retro clone? That's totally original. Is that not intellectual laziness, is it? Is that's not taking someone's work and copy instead of creating a totally original role-playing game? I mean, there's really nothing original under the sun. I mean, I made a Neo clone, and I'm not claiming the top of the intellectual superior hill of super greatness in any means. In conclusion, AI is going to completely take out Hollywood movie industry. It's going to replace most video game studios. It will not completely replace artists because they're going to do what they do, and people are going to pay what they're going to pay, but they will be mostly replaced. Kind of like, they still have old cars and they still have people driving Model T Fords and things of the sort. Sorry, I mean, that's just like. And AI will replace many of our administrative jobs. Once they get the humanoid robots going, it will replace many of the human labor jobs. So, it's inevitable. It's the future, and somehow if you don't innovate, you'll be left out of it. Now, some of us want to be left out of it and just move to the woods and, go homesteading and occasionally touch technology. Other than that. So anyway, that's some of my opinions on the recent hubbub going on in the OSR and such. Are people that claim to not be OSR but OSR, but they're not, but whoever, and AI intellectual snobbery and things of the sort. Alright, Eldred Wolfsbane signing out.